Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sixth episode of Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting lives of young children by telling them stories on moral values. Every week, we present you a vlog bringing some of these stories from the folk tales and history, talking about various moral values. We hope that you are finding them useful to talk to the young kids around you about these moral values, and you are helping in our mission of strengthening the moral compass in the young children and making this world a better place for the future. In the last episode, we spoke about discipline. We defined what discipline is and what discipline is not. Just as a reminder, let me refer to some of the teachings or some of the lessons we covered in the previous episode. We spoke about what Abraham Lincoln said about discipline. He had said that discipline is about choosing between what you want now and what you want most. We spoke about discipline is about thinking on a particular subject, particularly about what you want the most, and making a plan for it, and making those habits as part of you, internalizing them within you. That was the idea in the last episode. Today we are going to talk about why should one be disciplined. It's good that we have defined what discipline is, but the point is about why should somebody be disciplined. As usual, I will present a few stories and hopefully be able to drive the point that it's good to be disciplined. Firstly, I think it's important to be disciplined because it frees our mind from various uncertainties. When there is a goal ahead of us, it could be an exam to clear, or it could be a game that I am playing and I need to win that game. Let's say in the office that there is an important presentation of a project that you and your team were working for last many months, and that presentation is happening to an important group of people. Or you may be a doctor, you are going to perform a surgery on a famous personality. Or you may be a chef who has a special occasion and your food is going to be taken by a few celebrities who are coming, or a few thousand guests who are coming to that occasion. So these are big moments of life, and when you are working towards it, then naturally you will have various thoughts in your mind. But the point about being disciplined is that your mind becomes free of some of these points. Let me describe a story from the past. Once upon a time, there was a farmer in Florida. You know Florida in the US, where it's a very stormy place. Storms come there often. The farmer had a big ranch and he used to grow various fruits, vegetables. He had cattle and calves. He had poultry. So as the farmer became older, he started looking for a worker who will take care of the farm. He interviewed many people, he appointed some of them, but none of them he was happy with. He would see that these people are not very dedicated, they did not know, some did not know how to do the work, some were not really committed, some were not motivated to do the work, and so on and so forth. So he was not very happy with any of them. However, he kept looking for a person. One fine day, he came across one person. He interviewed him. The person appeared to be very weak and frail. He wondered whether this person would be able to really do the hard work which is required to be done in the farm. However, he did not have many choices, so he went about his process of selecting the right person in his usual manner. He asked a few questions to the candidate who had applied for this job, and this person, he asked, this is a big farm, there is cattle, there is poultry, there is different kind of fruits and vegetables, there are a lot of stuff. Very frequently the place gets storm. How will you deal with it? The person said, confidently replied, the worker, the prospective employee, confidently replied that I will take care of it. When the storm comes, I will sleep. This kind of an answer intrigued this farmer and said, okay, maybe again I am hiring a person who's going to be a failure like many of his predecessors. So what he did is he appointed him, but this thought lingered in his mind. The person kept working. He didn't have anything significantly different experience. However, he kept persisting with that employee. One fine day, out of his experience, the farmer could make out that the storm is about to come. So he visited the farm, and it was middle of the night. He said he was surprised to find that this person was sleeping. He woke up this person out of anxiety because he almost could see that the cattle are going to die or the poultry is going to die. The produce which was picked up recently will get spoiled. He was worried. He was anxious about it. He woke up this person. This person said, I told you that storm is going to come. I need to sleep because I sleep when the storm comes. The farmer became furious. After all the losses that he can foresee is going to be borne by him, not by his worker. So he out of despair, thought that this person is hopeless, as all his predecessors are. He's going to fire him the next morning. He went around the farm searching for the last option that he can exercise at that point in the middle of the night. But he was surprised with what he saw. He saw that the cattle shed has been put, additional reinforcements have been put around the cattle shed. The poultry farm is well taken care of. The producers have been well covered, and a lot of care has been taken to make sure that the damage is minimized. He was surprised. So what do we learn from this story? Naturally, he was happy with the farmer, with his choice. But what do we learn out of this story? The story tells us that in order to be free from anxieties, you need to have discipline in life. This worker figured out that the storm is going to come. He knew what are the additional care which needs to be done, and he did all of that. He had complete peace of mind that he has done his best. That's why he was sleeping in the middle of the night when the storm was there. So if you have a difficult paper to write in the exam, if you have a very important presentation to make, if you have an important game to win, if you have specific goals to achieve in a certain period of time, we need to think about the path that one needs to follow to reach there. And one has to relentlessly focus on that path, stay on that path. If we go astray a bit, we come back to that path and keep running on that path till we achieve that goal. There will be always the satisfaction that I did my best. Like that worker in that story was completely satisfied that he did his best to make sure that the crop is protected, the livestock are protected. Hence, in order to be free from uncertainties, it's important to be disciplined. Now my second point, why we should be disciplined. We should be disciplined because of the old adage that goes, if you are not getting better, you are getting worse. If you are not getting better, you are getting worse. How is it so? Normal wisdom says that if you are not getting better, you will remain where you were. But the point is that you are competing with other people on the same journey. There are many people who are traveling the same path towards the same destination. If you are not getting better, someone else is getting better. As a result, you are getting worse. This has been beautifully described by uh, a famous basketball player, athlete, currently an entrepreneur and author in the US, a gentleman called Malcolm Lemons. So he beautifully explains this. He says that athletes know how difficult it is to wake up the next morning because their body is sore, the muscles are paining, the body is paining, yet they have to go for the training. They have to make this a matter of their life, matter of their habit, that they don't feel ever the pain of waking up in the morning and going for the training or going for that schedule. It could be morning schedule, it could be evening schedule, it could be anything. However, it's important to follow that practice. He says that if I am not going to go for the practice today, then someone else is going, someone else is getting better at his or her game than me. You could be a singer. It's the same about the rehearsal that you do, the practice that you do every day. You could be a professional salesman, you could be a professional like an accountant, like a doctor, an engineer, an architect. You can be anything. There is a certain path that you have to choose for yourself to reach the goal that lies ahead of you. And are you following that path every day or not? Life, some people say, can become very boring and machine-like if you are following the same practice every day. But ask the most successful people in this world, and irrespective of the sphere in which they are. Look at the life of President Obama. Many people in our generation respect his work and his style. Look at his life. I think it's well documented. Before the election campaign, during the election campaign, during his presidency, lot of it is well chronicled. This is just an example how people look at life in the paths that they have chosen. And of course, while they are walking on that path, there will be obstacles, there will be challenges, and they will deviate a bit, but they come back to that path. I think the most successful people have clarity on the path that they need to take and they stick to that. So that's discipline. You may reach the goal that you were hoping for, or you may not. You may fall short a little, but that doesn't mean that you have been a failure. That only means that you did your best and a satisfaction that you stayed the course. And it's a lot of peace of mind because you are free from all the uncertainties. And finally, you should be disciplined because it boosts your self-confidence. It improves the quality of life that you live. Look at some of the successful sports people of our time. Take example from Indian cricket. Virat Kohli in several interviews has spoken about his disciplined exercising, his disciplined food habits. Similarly, Sachin Tendulkar has spoken about his own training of his mind apart from training of his body in a very, very regular manner to make sure that he stays the course. They are just examples. There are many across the world. So you face the competition in a very confident manner. You remain peaceful that you have followed the process. You see post match interviews of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, one of the most successful captains of Indian cricket, he has spoken many times about the process that we follow. When the team loses, he also speaks about the same thing. When the team wins, he speaks about the same thing. He says that we stuck to our plan, we made changes to the plan, we stuck to the new plan that we had all agreed as a team. So that's discipline. Can you and your team members whose skin is in the game work together sticking to that plan? Sometimes the plans do not yield the results that are desired. However, you face the competition with a lot more confidence. When you are writing your exam, or you are approaching the most important surgery of your life, or you are making the most beautiful design that you have done of a landscape, or the most beautiful painting that you are going to present in an art exhibition. It's about the process that you decide for yourself and you follow that. You stay a lot more confident. And when you are confident, people around you are confident. You face challenges, questions, obstacles with lot more positivity and lot more sure-footedness than being tentative. That is why you need to be disciplined. So these are the 3 points in today's episode. Firstly, it's about freedom from anxieties or uncertainties. Secondly, it's about getting better every day, continually in small steps, so that the power of compounding helps us. And thirdly, it's about self confidence. It's about staying positive. I hope you liked today's episode and use these to talk to the young children around you. Thank you. I look forward to our future episodes. Thank you. Bye.